Hey again everyone, I'm back with another update to the freeze mod. I've been pretty busy in the meantime, just figuring out some stuff more about the creation kit, about how quests work, cleaning up my own scripts to make sure they're more modulable, and changing the way the detection chances are balanced.
Just stay calm.
For example, now when melee enemies get really close to you, you'll actually receive a penalty for intimidating them. So ideally you would want to intimidate them before they close the gap, because of course once you've gone through the trouble of running right up to someone with your axe, the last thing you're going to do is surrender right as you're in their face. Something more flashy and visual, which I also really enjoyed making, is the interrogation system. It's not completely done, it might not be completely done by the time I release version 0.0, but it's functional right now. So we have this ghoul survivor intimidated, and because we have the rank 2 intimidation, once we get close to him, we can aim at him and interrogate him.
You better tell me what you know, or else.
So, that was a successful interrogation, and as a result, all enemies nearby have been marked on our map. So we have interrogated our victim here, and he has sold out his group and marked them on our map for us. So he's basically told us their locations. The system needs some polishing, but it's as you can see, it's fully functional. It uses the same effect as the recon scope.
The real shit.
I want to add more variation in what happens when you try to interrogate an enemy, as in they might rebel against you, refuse to answer your questions, or comply. And then even add some context-sensitive elements to it. For example, if you have 2 intimidated enemies and one refuses to answer where the rest of them are, and you execute them, the other one will receive a massive increased chance to be successfully interrogated. So, you know, things like that to really add more to the human element and give you the choice of executing captives to give you a better boost, but of course, which will cost you sanity. It might even cost you more sanity to execute captives than it would be to kill under normal circumstances. As you can see, I also added some voice lines. So now when you use your effects on your target, interrogation or fleeing, the player will actually speak. So it uses voice lines from the games. Some of them I've edited. I've made them as seamless as possible. You can't really hear they're edited because I usually just cut out large parts and don't try to edit between big parts of dialogue. And as a result, it's a bit more seamless when you tell enemies to flee. We've got to put some distance to tell them to flee.
Get lost.
Your character will actually, you know, talk one of 6 random dialogue lines that fit for the situation. I'm working on making the NPCs reply. That hasn't been functional yet, but that's it so far. We are very close to release. I might need some people to help me just figure out the balance, because it's quite difficult to really get a good idea of how balance is going to be affected by this mod, considering that the intimidation chance is affected by so many variables, like your charisma, your perk rank, your level. So really, version 0.0 might have some balance issues, and if anyone wants to help me by giving me feedback on how it's affected their game, then that would be greatly appreciated, and I can factor that into the next update, which will be probably involve some major rebalancing. That was it for now. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for being interested in my mod. It's definitely very motivating. And I will see you all later. Hopefully I can release version 0.1 within next week. There's really not that much many issues to solve, but I would like to really double check all of the balancing to make sure that, you know, it doesn't just ruin your game by making it either too weak or too strong.